Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Gemini for the week of September 13th. Now Gemini, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising sign. Now, this is just a reminder that the only place you can get anything from me is my website, zaneintuitive.com. Make sure you're using the link below. I'll never ask you for money or for a reading, either via YouTube, email, or Instagram. Just stay alert. I also do daily content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, if this message resonates, please do consider hitting that like button so other people can see the video. Subscribe for future updates and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Also want to say I'm very grateful to the people donating down below. Thank you so much for your support. Same goes to my Patreons. Make sure everything's in view here and we'll see what we have for you, Gemini. Looking pretty good. All right. That works for me. Energy on the bottom. You have the Ace of Wands. Nice. This is one of my favorite. This is actually my favorite tarot card. This is a passionate new beginning in some area of your life. This is sort of like the primordial force. It's like that sort of flame that everybody has burning inside of them, coming forward, coming out here with the Ace of Wands. And this can take form, and typically it takes shape in the form of some sort of side hustle or enterprise. This is my card of turning a passion into a profit. Now, this can absolutely also apply to you if you are working for somebody. You know, you might have a project or a client or somebody like that who, you know, just revives your love for the job or something like that going on. It's all about that sort of passionate flame that's available to everybody with this Ace of Wands. Some of you are potentially self-employed as well. Definitely an indicator there. But it can also, and I do try to bring in both love and relationship readings, messages, as well as career and finance messages in these readings. And I will say, when you get the Ace of Wands with the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups can be a passionate relationship starting for some of you. And this is like those initial sparks that start a relationship. So definitely some of you also have that sort of situation going on. Now, taking a look here, you have the Page of Swords right away in the middle. Now, this could mean, and I don't always read this definition with the Page of Swords, but it came right to mind when I saw this card. This could be a younger, challenging person. Okay, it could be somebody who's immature in some way, but this is somebody who is of the air signs, right? And so it could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But this could be someone who is testing you right now, testing your intellect, testing your boundaries in some way. I feel like some of you are maybe dealing with that because we have the Two of Swords below it. And so some of you may be just dealing with a challenging person. Others of you, this is available, this Ace of Wands on the bottom, but it hasn't happened as quickly as you had hoped it would happen. And so that's potentially testing your patience in some way. Because sometimes the Page of Swords can be like a news of delay or disappointment, something like that. But I feel like, for some reason, I feel like maybe you're just dealing with a challenging person. They could be younger, but they could also just be younger in maturity. Think about it that way. Now, in the past, you have the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Two of Pentacles, this is juggling or fluctuating wealth, okay? This is talking about a change in your financial situation in the past. Part of me feels like the thing about the Two of Pentacles is it can literally go in either direction. Like you can see that the pentacles are kind of tipping in either way. So it can either mean a loss or a gain in resources. Now remember, this is in the past, so I feel like if anything, this is behind you. And it looks like there's smooth sailing ahead here. I do feel like maybe in the past there was some sort of loss in your financial or material situation, because you have this Ten of Swords. This is something that comes with an element of finality. You could be holding on to something here in the past. The thing about the Ten of Swords, and it doesn't always get read like this, but the thing with the Ten of Swords is it's sort of this feeling of like relief, because it allows you to release yourself from what is no longer serving you. But you have to do that. You have to actually release yourself. Nobody can do that for you, but it gives you that opportunity. So the thing is, Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, potentially there was in the past a financial loss. I'm not forecasting that for anybody. I'm just saying, like, in the past that might have happened, and it maybe caused some sort of change in your situation, your financial situation, your career situation. Maybe you've had to take another job or start something new, take a higher paying job, something like that. But the thing is, there was also potentially some sort of new romance or some sort of love that started here with the Ace of Cups. And remember, this could be having love for a project. You know, you may have started something that really, again, this could be a creative project. The Ace of Cups typically could be a creative project if you're looking at it from a career and financial situation. And so some of you maybe have started something that have reignited the passion for you with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, despite dealing with losses here. Others of you have found somebody after going through some sort of hardship. Now, in the current situation, you have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So look, I'm very interested in this Page of Swords, Two of Swords situation. Someone throwing daggers at you, or maybe you throwing daggers at someone, something like that going on here. You can think of these swords as daggers in this case, and the thing is, they're blinding you, okay? Something someone said here blinding you, and just causing you to potentially even not really be comfortable or sure of the road ahead or the path ahead here. This person can't see what's right in front of them, okay, because they're blindfolded. And I do typically read it as an injustice. It could mean that you're at a crossroads or a deadlock situation in your life. However, with the Page of Swords above it, it's something to do with someone. And I think I'll be interested to see how we clarify, because I think that will bring in some answers as to what happened there. But above that, you have the Knight of Cups. So like there's this theme being weaved in through this reading, where despite some sort of challenge here, there's also happiness. There's also potentially, for some of you, love. For some of you, it's just going to be happiness, especially if you're in a relationship already. For others of you, it's just for others of you, it is a relationship coming in. So because you have this Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, that is like the formation of a new partnership. Okay, that's somebody coming in, somebody who's romantically interested in you, especially with the Ace of Wands on the bottom. Something passionate here. Now in the future, this is smooth sailing. Like I said, as I talked about it here in the past, you had some sort of difficulty or loss here. But ahead, we've got clear shores ahead, because you have the Eight of Wands, the Strength card, and the Ten of Cups. Eight of Wands is this feeling of getting unstuck. It's a quick moving event that brings about good news. It's like, like I'm finally out of the mud. I'm finally moving forward. And it's happening quickly. This is good news coming in. It could also be socializing with somebody, finding a group of people. You have the Strength card and the Ten of Cups. This is something that takes courage to work through this material hardship here in the past. It's not easy for you to move forward in the way that you're doing, but with the Strength card, this is taking bold, sort of courageous step forward. And at the end of all of this, you have all 10 cups overflowing here with this Ten of Cups. So this is like a windfall of happiness. Okay, so it's interesting because it's one of the most positive cards in the tarot. Some of you also just have really nice family situation going on. Maybe this person coming in is interested in building a family with you. But through all of this, despite maybe a challenge with somebody or losses in the past, there's this like happiness that's coming in here to the surface. So let's go ahead and start to clarify this situation even more. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, helps get the word out and spread the message to others. There's also a bell below this video, which will show up after you hit subscribe. If you click that bell, you'll never miss an update from me. And lastly, Gemini, really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope things are going well for you, and I hope things are good. I also do have a Patreon if you want to support me there. Absolutely no pressure though. Link to that in the description below. So let's see what Oracle messages want to come forward for you here, Gemini. Okay, Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. So you can see the snake here. You're transmuting. You're going through some sort of creative awakening and some sort of potentially even kundalini situation going on here. But Lord Shiva is like just allowing things to fall into place as they should, right? And not only that, but just if you think about how creative of an activity dancing is, that's what we're talking about. There's some sort of creative situation going on here, and it's going to push you forward. Now you have the Hilarion card, Divine Healing, honor sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. You may need to just like regroup, recover, recuperate your energy. Some of you may be empaths or resonate with that sort of situation. And Serapis Bay, ultimately, this is leading to ascension here with move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. These challenges in the past were not for nothing, okay? You've learned something from these challenges in the past, and you're using those to move forward and help you grow and help you continue to move forward. With this 8 of Wands, Strength, and 10 of Cups in the future. Looks amazing for you. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Let's pull some additional tarot cards and see what wants to come forward. All right. So, okay, 3 of Swords, 4 of Wands, Ace of Swords. That's interesting. You know, the 3 of Swords, 4 of Wands is a classic divorce combination. I don't think, like I said, I'm not forecasting this. This happened in the past for some of you. Because the 4 of Wands is marriage, ceremonies, anything like that. And the 3 of Swords is either divorce, separation, breakup, or just a heartbreaking situation. Actually, I mean, that certainly could be the case for some of you. However, some of you, there's heartbreak around finances. There's heartbreak around a job in the past or a material situation in the past. Remember, it can just be heartbreak, and you know, especially folks who are career oriented, when you are delivered a blow, like either let go of or fired or severed from a job, that's heartbreaking. And the thing is, the 4 of Wands could be a stable job. Maybe there was something that happened there in the past for some of you. So the thing is, there's like that's in the past. There was an ending. There was either an ending in a long-term relationship or a long-term job. But throughout all of this, now we have the Ace of Swords clarifying the Ace of Cups, and now we have triple aces. We have 3 aces. So there's a breakthrough. This loss could have been a blessing in disguise. It could have been the best thing that happened to you, and it led you to some sort of breakthrough, some sort of new thought, some sort of new way of looking at a situation. And it's a very good card, the Ace of Swords. So you have the Temperance card, yeah. You have the Queen of Swords and the 6 of Swords. So many swords energies. This is your suit, air sign. So you are challenging. You are dealing with a challenging person, because the thing is, Queen of Swords, I read in her reverse, or I should say in their shadow, is somebody who's tricky or challenging. They will just deliver a blow. Like, they will not hold back any punches when it comes to what they say. And so some of you are just there's some sort of verbal exchange that happened that I feel like is center stage for you. However, you're healing from this situation, because the Temperance card above that, that's angelic healing. That's a turnaround, okay? Because the thing is, the Temperance card comes after the Death card. The Death card's actually just a good card of transformation, but it can be challenging. And so you need the Temperance card after that to really, recuperate and recover and heal. And you're definitely doing that. With the 2 of Swords and the 6 of Swords, you're sailing away from the injustice. You're moving to new shorelines. You're going new places. And I do feel like there's like really nice new energy here. Wow. Okay. We have the 8 of Wands clarifying itself. Wow. The Empress and the Page of Swords. So now we have the Page of Swords coming in again. We have the 8 of Wands just again, like clarifying itself, which very rarely happens. You do have the Six of Wands on the bottom, which is a nice victory, some sort of victory and success for yourself. Don't let this person get in the way of your happiness here with the Page of Swords. I'm getting the word delayed gratification. There's something that's going to take some time, but it's coming. It's coming, but it's going to take time. The Strength card and the Empress. The Empress is the most abundant card in the tarot. It's always a great sign. It's a sign of a harvest. It's a sign of, things coming to you. Remember, abundance is just your ability to receive. That can be happiness. It can be jobs. It can be anything that you've been looking to manifest. It's coming in. But I'm very, very interested in that Eight of Wands twice. So there's something around getting unstuck. There's something around a situation progressing very quickly in your life that's going to make you happy, okay? So this looks amazing. Eight of Wands, like I said, is a quick moving event. It brings about good news, but it's also getting unstuck, but it's also potentially needing to either travel long distance. There's something about travel here with the Six of Swords and now the Eight of Wands twice. There could also be something about communication is important for you. It's actually probably more than anything in this reading, there's something about communication with the Queen of Swords, Page of Swords twice, with another person that you're healing from, that you're working through at this time. I would just, if you don't feel like, I would say just don't start, I want to say don't start fights, don't start stuff at this time if you don't want to deal with it. So we have pathway, wealthy man, message, like to see that. We have mature man, distant horizons, and false person. Wow. Concern. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, false person, challenging person, okay? There's something with communication with another that you just want to be careful about. With concern, it's really just causing you anxiety. The thing is, sometimes I read that you can be the false person because sometimes our mind can play tricks on us. And, I feel like potentially what's going in here is there's just some sort of anxiety that's coming to the surface here for you. And I would just be careful to not act out of fear here with communication, okay? Because you have that Queen of Swords in the middle, which is just really blunt communication, especially with the Page of Swords. I would just, if you don't feel like dealing with that energetically, I would just say, process it. But you have really good situation here. Investments paying off, good news coming in with the Page of Wands twice and the message. Good times ahead with distant horizons. You're moving into a more mature pathway for yourself. This looks amazing. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website, zaneintuitive.com. Consider becoming a Patreon. I will see you in the next one.